I just want to speak upon, when it comes to the vaccine. I've been hearing a lot about it when it comes to, like, it's really getting pushed out here, and a lot of and it's getting forced on a lot. Like, rappers promoting it. Like a lot of celebrities are promoting it. And I will advise everybody who wants to get that vaccine and who don't want to get this vaccine in this time period. You gotta have courage. You see, you gotta have heart, because if you don't have them things, you will just accept it. You'll get the vaccine if you have no heart. You have no clue what's really going on behind the scenes when it comes to that vaccine. And that's the reason why people are just, like openly just selling their soul to that vaccine. Just, okay, I'll get it. And it be for $50 or $100, free food. They're pushing it, and just people just keep falling for it, you see? And that's a big problem because it's actually good in a way because it's basically showing you who has no soul. It's basically showing you the people that has no mindset. It's basically showing you that can't think for themselves. You see? Those are the people that's getting the vaccine that can't think for themselves and have no consciousness. You see? And this is a big issue because it really tells you that people are going to literally it's going to be a war, it's going to be a war. And I say that because Dr. Fauci, what he's doing is he's fear-mongering. That's exactly what he's doing. He's fear-mongering people. And he keeps switching, he keeps switching the narrative over and over again. So that's why people get confused, you see? Especially when it comes to the news, especially when it comes to all these things that you see. And when you really realize is that the vaccine, it's a really, really tragic thing because naturally, when a vaccine is made, it only takes 5 years to make it. They made this vaccine in such a short amount of time. It was crazy to me how they just made it so quickly. It's like they was already prepared for it. You see how it is? It's like they already knew that this was going to happen, and they just said, "Okay, we're just going to put it out right there," And I really feel bad because parents is forcing their kids to get the vaccine, and a lot of kids out here are very, very smart, very, very intelligent. Might be indigo children. Might be empaths, who really, really understand what's really going on out here, but their parents don't, you see? And that's the case a lot. That's the case sometimes. And it comes to the point where the kids gotta have to do some drastic things to get away from that vaccine. And I advise you, I'm not trying to, put no fear out there. I advise you do what you have to do, And because it's a shame that people are really listening, just downright, just no thinking, no process, no learning, because it's so crazy to me because it's so many people out here that when you tell somebody something, they'll just run with it instead of doing their own research on it. And that's going to be an issue too as well because that's the reason why people getting this vaccine because nobody knows about it. You know what they tell you, and that's the issue right there. You know what somebody else tell you. If you know what somebody else tell you, you will never grow up and you will never ascend. You will never go to levels of higher self. You will never grow. You will never grow as a person because you keep listening to what everybody tells you. You see? Because the one thing you need to do is listen to yourself first. You need to listen to your soul first. You see? And that's what's really going on. People is not listening to their consciousness and listening to their soul and their heart. And it comes to the point where that it's really about to get hectic out here a few months, And people got to be aware. People got to have a level of consciousness. People got to have a level of thinking, critical thinking. Because if they don't, they're going to be lost in the crossfire. And it's going to be war, and it's going to be hell on this earth. We already in hell, but it's going to be even worse. And it's getting to that point as well, And nobody's going to, and it's going to be so hectic to the point where people are going to just lay down, And you're seeing it right now. you're seeing people selling their soul. You see people, you see these celebrities promoting it. You see these people just getting the vaccine blindly. I don't know what it is, where it came from, who made it, who did it, don't know nothing. And that's going to be the biggest problem in the world. And it's crazy because some people get the vaccine because somebody else told them to. You see? That's a real issue too. You know? And it comes to the point where you got to make your own decisions. You got to make your own mind. You got to make your own thoughts. Because if you don't do that, there will be a lot of consequences. There will be a lot of bad things happening, you know. And that's what's going on with this vaccine, you know. People are just getting it blindly with no awareness, with no thinking. And that's what's going on. And it give you a lot of thinking when it comes to this vaccine, because it make you feel like, what is this world coming to? It make you feel like, okay, this world is not going to become good if people just laying down and just getting the vaccine. It make you feel like the world is not going to be, you know, it's not going to be good, you know. And it's coming to that point really, really soon. It's going to be coming to that point. And I tell people all the time, protect your energies, protect your forces, protect what you hold dearly, protect yourself, protect your soul, because at these critical times, it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it, you know, and it's going to help you mentally, physically, and spiritually, and emotionally. And that's what's going to be done. Before anybody out there who think about taking that vaccine, I want you to do one thing for me. I want you to do your own research on the vaccine. You know, I want you to use what you call your brain and your mind, and use thinking before you get that vaccine, you know. And I'm out.